Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. We're down here in Monticello on a cold morning. It's like 36 degrees right now. Water temp is 41, but it's supposed to get to like 50 today with a chance of rain, a good chance of rain. So hopefully, that's the worst animal in the history of the world. Hopefully we can catch a few fish before that happens, and hopefully they're big ones. Got a good chance for some good sized smallmouth down here. And I don't really have a problem catching smallmouth down here, but I don't do real well for largemouth, so maybe we'll try to get into some largemouth today. But either way, we're gonna try to catch some fish. This is only our second time out already, and pretty excited. So that's it. Rubbing my hands together because I'm already cold. So here we go. There we go. All right. On the Yoder's rod right there. He's a little guy. Apparently there's an alarm going off. But there we go, we got one. Took us a minute to get one. Had to switch to a shad colored blade bait. There's a big one. There we go. Got a big one on the old blade bait right there. He stuck it. That's just little bitty hooks. Holy cow. Biggin, 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 boys. Biggin. Good stuff. He stuck it too. That's a big old fat one. Cool, I barely had him hooked. It's another stud on the Yoder's custom rod right there. That is so sick. Look at that guy. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'd like to keep some and hold them all for one pick, but I'm not going to do it. Golly. I gotta hurry. Oh, that's good. There's a good one. That's a real good one. Oh, another fat guy. All right, there we go. Another one, probably 2 pounds, maybe a little better because the bellies down here, they're so much stronger down here. Awesome. Just awesome. All right, folks, for those of you that don't use a blade bait very often or haven't, I'll show you how I fish a blade bait. You just sling it out there. Let your line go slack, which just means you're on the bottom. Reel in your slack and just lift. Put your rod tip back down. You can see when your bait has hit the bottom. Lift it back up. Hit the bottom. Lift it back up. And what happens is, when it hits the bottom, it comes back up. It comes back up and vibrates real violently. You can feel it in the tip of your rod. You can feel the vibration. And to the fish around, smallmouth, largemouth, whatever it is, it looks like a shad. that's dying or fluttering or whatever. And that's it. And you'll know when you got a fish, either when you pick up the slack, you can feel it on there, it's already on there, or as it's falling down, which happens a lot, you'll see your line jump when they'll grab it on the way down. Most of the time on the way down is when you're going to get your bites, but sometimes when you let it hit the bottom, they'll pick it up and you'll go to bounce it again and they're there. And that's it. And you want to use lighter line. I don't go over 12 when I'm throwing a blade bait. I've got 20-pound braid with a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader on it right now. And you don't want too heavy of a rod. Like I said, I have this Yoder's medium heavy right here, but the tip of this is pretty soft, so you can get away with it. And that's it. And most of the time, the hooks on these guys are little, kind of finessey, so don't just horse them in, you know what I mean? Or you'll lose them, because a lot of times they'll just nip at it. That last smallmouth I caught was barely hooked. So that's it. That's how you fish a blade bait. So let's catch a couple more. Just like that. Just like that. That's a big one too, folks. It's real big. Well, I say that a lot, don't I? Oh, I hate that I got these tiny hooks. That's the biggest one of the day. That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that stud. That's incredible, ain't it? Look at the belly on these things. All right, just the blade bait again. That's all you got to do. When it's cold like this, you don't have a whole lot of options. Blade bait, jerk bait, rattle trap. And I don't switch baits too often when I'm getting bit on one, so blade bait it is. There's one. Waiting on him. Another good one too. They're all good ones out here, I'm telling you what. Oh wow. He's taking drag. This might be a stud. This might be a stud. Or I've hooked him sideways. That's what makes you nervous about these little hooks on this blade bait. You cannot horse them. And I want to really bad. Everything's telling me to horse him. He's under the boat now. Come on, buddy. Well, we're to the leader. It's a big old largemouth. It's a big old largemouth. Oh, yes. Yes. Holy cow. That is a stud largemouth. Big old fat daddy. We've been looking for him. Look at this thing. Look at this cold water pig. Unbelievable. Absolute pig. That is a stubby fish right there. Blade bait. This is the second time in a row where one bait has dominated. And I got 6 rods out here, 5 rods out here. But the blade bait, I mean, it keeps getting it done. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let him go. All right, down here the water is actually 43.2, which is 2 degrees warmer than it was down there. So I'm a little more confident with the Alabama rig. When the water's a little warmer, I think they'll chase it a little more. That's just the way I think. Let's throw it, see what happens. early in here. Easy, easy, bud. There's a lot of hooks. Relax. Easy, easy. There we go. A-rig fish. That's another one on the old Yoder's Custom 7.4 Heavy. It's a good looking fish. All right, folks, that's it. That's another early spring. Water temp is now 43, which I thought was going to turn the bite on, but as the temp went up, the bite went down. You'll have that in early spring. Sometimes you'll come out and catch 40, and sometimes you'll have to beat on them a little bit, and that's what today was, but we did get some really nice fish. So no complaints. Hopefully I'll get this video out in time to where the cold water is still pertinent, because it's going to climb quick. When we launched today, I was finding 40 to 41, and now I'm finding 43 to 44. Just that fast. But that's all. Blade bait. And you can straight retrieve that if you want to. I've caught plenty of fish straight retrieving it, but typically you're bouncing it like I showed you. And I actually did snag one off the A-rig. Surprisingly, jerkbait didn't work, dragging the Ned rig didn't work, blade bait, and A-rig. So that's all. Appreciate you guys watching. Till next time.